Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io, and if you want to support them in other games, you can go to their Patreon. So, on the last Let's Play, we had a horrifying nightmare, which I think was going to pertain to this game at some point. I'm not sure, because it just started. We spent a good time at the carnival. I picked Bai for my character's orientation, and then Jenna left me and Leo outside after saying that we need to rip off this relationship band-aid right here, right now. Yeah. Anyways, Leo. I'm sorry, Chase. For what? Not talking to you about this when I should have. Talking to Jenna about it when I should have been talking to you. He reaches out and sets his paw on my shoulder, the silver anchor on his wrist, glinting just a bit in the fading light. He's smiling at me, but I grit my teeth. Why are you still wearing that? His eyes flick from the bracelet, then back to my face, expression turning defensive. Why aren't you still wearing yours? Don't you remember what we said? I sigh, looking at the scattering of clouds behind Leo's head. They tinged a soft pink from the fading sun. The sunset is almost the same color as Leo's fur. Leo, we were teenagers. That's not an answer. He cuts me off, and I look back at him. I told you, they weren't love bracelets. They weren't just about our relationship. They were about everything. Our friendship, family, memories. Echo. I raise my voice above his, cut him off at this time. They're about Echo, Leo. We stand there a while, and Leo is looking closely at me, expectantly. His ears are tipped forward. His eyes pierce me like amber shards. It was always hard to look at him in the eye during our arguments. CG. What? Do I have to say it? Alright, fine. I fucking hate this place. Everything about it. It's the most miserable goddamn place I've ever been. How many places have you ever been? Enough to know that it's miserable. Almost everyone here is old, obese, on welfare. Half of them are probably on meth. Leo pulls in a deep breath and blows it over my head. I can smell the bell peppers on his breath. No one likes it here, Chase. I mean, it was an anchor. I'm half laughing. Just looking at it made me feel like I was still tied to this town. I didn't need it remind me of all that awful stuff. I guess a whole bunch of shit went down around here. I know, it was supposed to symbolize our being each other's rocks or whatever, but it stands for a lot more than that. But a lot of good things happen here too. No one should forget where they came from. Sometimes I wish I could. At this point, Leo's deflated a bit, going into a slouch, his ears lowered. Wait, you said was. You didn't get rid... No, I still have it. It's just in a drawer in my dorm room. Honestly, if it was anything else, like one of those infinity bracelets we saw, I wouldn't have trouble wearing it. Infinity bracelets? I don't know what that is. Also, that kind of hits a certain point in the memory of a friendship that's... Kind of wonder if they still have that thing. Probably not. Might have even fallen apart by now. Well, fuck. Why didn't you say anything when we were buying them? I didn't know it was going to be a problem. Leo takes a deep breath, again before blowing it out, puffing at his cheeks this time. Puchika otter. Okay, I'm gonna look at it as I'm changing my face. Just kind of wonder what that means. Expression of wonderment or surprise. Is that really the word? I'll look at it later, I guess. He puts a paw to his eyes and holds it there for a few seconds. It's a pose I'm pretty familiar with. Even though I haven't seen it in a few years, I'm hit with a wave of memories, mostly of me frustrating or embarrassing Leo somehow. We decided on the anchors mostly because they look pretty. Leo had referenced some wolf metaphor about roots, and how we're always drawn back to them. Also, some bullshit about how otters were great sailors, but really, it was just an aesthetic. For some reason, over the years, I've begun to associate the anchor with being stuck in Echo. It was when I started connecting the anchor to Sydney that I'd taken it off. I guess, who's Sydney? I guess it's somebody we haven't met. Well, we have met, but I haven't. It was too much. Anyway, Leo brings me back to the present, and I focus back on him. What I was trying to say was that I'm not okay with how you left. Leo, I said I was sorry, and I still am, or how you stopped talking to me for a while. Okay, I was a kid. I thought it was a good tactic. Like Jenna said, rip off the band-aid, you know? We did start talking again. It was more like you punched me right in the gut, then kicking me in the balls. The problem was that you didn't even give me a chance to say anything, or at least tell me why before you broke it off. I stayed silent for a while, then finally look up, setting my jaw. Like I said, I was young and dumb. I didn't know how to handle it. I can keep apologizing, or we can move on and make the most of this. We only have 1 week, and I want to have fun. Leo looks to the side, paws on hips, as if contemplating what, then looks back at me with a smile. Alright, fine, but don't think you're off the hook. Still want to talk soon. Soon, just not right now. I stand there awkwardly for a few moments, then, because it feels appropriate, I step in to give him a hug. He takes it willingly, and he's warm and strong. For a moment, I wonder why the hell I dumped this guy. Then, someone lays on the horn as they drive past us, pulling me out of my reverie. Fags. I lean back, so I can watch the car speed down the empty road. Leo keeps holding me, though, and he just chuckles. Echo hasn't changed much, has it? No, it hasn't. As we're saying our goodbyes, I remind Leo about the shots I needed of the lake. Oh yeah, what is our time? 9 minutes? Okay. He says he'll talk to the other two about it after they leave. Okay, and I didn't want to yell that thing because I mean, right now, people are just kind of being right outside my room, and even though it's soundproof, I don't know how good it is, and just like, and, you know, they don't know about me being me kind of thing, so, you know. He says we'll talk to the other two after they leave. We all say our goodbyes before Leo, Carl, and Flynn take off. TJ takes his usual hour getting ready for bed, while Jenna does some schoolwork. By the time I'm finished brushing my teeth, I'm grateful to see them both in bed. I get under the covers next to CJ, and lay there for about an hour, staring at the ceiling. Slowly, I slide out from under the covers, careful not to wake CJ. Quietly, I slip my jeans on and grab my jacket before heading out the door. This one's more art than one of those things that kind of looks like a picture that has a filter on it. Toby builds a small sandcastle next to the lake, in the process digging a moat around it. Jenna drops a few twigs next to it before running off to find more decorations. Flynn is talking to Sydney, pointing at Toby's sandcastle. Sydney looks hesitant, but excited. He seems to make up his mind, suddenly running forward and kicking the top of the tallest castle. It breaks easily, with most of it flying into Toby's face. Toby flinches back, shocked before immediately crying as he rubs at his eyes. Jenna comes running from across the beach, yelling before shoving at Sydney, who's laughing. She turns to Toby, trying to help him clean his face, but the lynx pushes her away before running towards the trail back to Echo. Toby, I guess, is TJ? So I guess Sydney was a jerk. If I didn't know the amount of days I would think that doing a day 1 episode per day would be good, but I don't know. Also, it could take a while. Also, this kind of reminds me of the Big Bend Park. Yeah. River. No, wait. Oh, I thought it was like, yeah, river. I was like, no. Yeah, river feeds Emma Lake from the north. It's a farther drive than the lake itself, but it does have a few nice clearings along the edge. One of them has a few branches and a rusted to hell public grill that I'm sure no one has used in decades. This is the place that we go. As we're unloading Leo's van, I decide to get the B-roll of the lake right away. It won't have much of a presence in the packet, so I think I'm just going to narrate over it later. The actual lake is only a few minutes walk from here. It's a bit difficult navigating around the sagebrush, and I know I'm going to have to check for ticks later. By the time I reach the lake, my friends are pretty far behind me, hidden behind a few bends and hills. I'm getting pretty uncomfortable with the idea of me holding onto this camera while I navigate this terrain. It probably would have been better if Leo had just parked his car next to the reservoir while I got out to film, but I guess even that still wasn't okay. There's a large square of paved ground next to the parking lot. Now, several branches and a row of brand new grills. Several lamps have been erected around the area, too. Leo's right about the town, trying to turn the reservoir into a recreational spot. I can actually see a few jet boats skimming through the water, leaving long trails of white behind them. There's even what looks like a feline of some sort fishing in the shallows. It would explain why the motel still has business. Lake Emma is fairly small, only about 12 miles long and 5 wide. I look around before climbing on the top of a nearby hill and get my shots. Even with a few people there, it's still pretty quiet, aside from the train horns, and it's kind of eerie. I wrap up and start to quickly make my way back. It's hard to explain why I am getting freaked out in broad daylight with people around. Either it's because of what happened all those years ago, or I'm just psyching myself out. I'm glad to hear my friend's voice again as I get closer. Then again, it sounds like they're fighting. Been acting like a dick all day. Be glad I came here at all. Apparently, it would have been better if you hadn't. Maybe I should just fucking leave then? It sounded a lot more serious than our usual squabbles, so I quickened my pace. They seem to quiet down a bit once they see me coming. TJ's off to one side, looking out over the river, occasionally throwing a rock into it. Carl sits in a lawn chair, one of the 6 that had been set out in a semicircle. He has his chin on his fist as he lazily stares at me. Jenna and Leo both stand next to each other, looking at Finn, who's got his back turned, rummaging through the cooler. Hey, what's wrong? Leo sighs. Nothing. You got your film? Yeah, got it. The silence is a little awkward, and I have no idea what the hell to do with myself. I finally realize that I'm still holding the camera, and decide to put it away. Hey, I'm gonna go for a quick swim. I haven't been in the water for a while. When we first got here, I was completely disappointed to find that the motel didn't have its own swimming pool. Being an otter, I usually like to swim at least once a day, if not more. It's been 3 days, and I'm feeling antsy as hell for it. Flynn finally turns around, a beer in his hand, as he cracks it open. It was true that I had been acting a bit strange today. He held the entire trip up by a few hours, and then he'd finally shown up with his eyes bleary, and he seemed sluggish, like he had been up all night. When we'd asked if he was alright, he brushed us off. Yeah, thanks for the help setting up Chase. You're about as useful as this fat ass here. So I'm wondering if he has a drinking problem. Which, fair enough. Or, not fair enough, I don't know what I'm trying to say. He swings his paw, holding the beer at Carl. Flynn. So, enjoy that swim while I set everything out. Yeah, I will. Make my soda diet while you're at it. I've had it with Flynn. He's starting the trip with his need to be an asshole. Go fuck yourself. I ignore him as I strip off my shirt and head to the riverbank. I pat TJ on the shoulder as I pass him before slipping into the water. I'm currently in the middle of a drought that has lasted for the past 3 years, so the water's low, only about 10 feet at its deepest. It's enough. Sorry, I've been reading all day, so my throat's a bit bad, but also my ability is kind of going dead. When you get engrossed in something, you're just like, I gotta see what happens next. I mean, I'm interested in both of them, but maybe to different levels, but I just want to continue, It's enough, though, and God, it feels good. It's spring, so the water is pretty cold. I swim back and forth a few times before finally diving in. Eventually, I settle on drifting to the bottom, laying and gripping on the rocky floor as I stir up, the shimmering light above me. Damn, 2 CGs in one thing? Heck. I feel the gentle current run over my body. Also, how deep is this river? It's nice to be away from all that tension above me. I feel isolated, alone, and for now, that feels good. Only I could really come down this deep, the others not being able to hold their breath as long, being too little. I don't know, it doesn't look that deep, though I wouldn't want to stay down there too long. I remember when we were younger, I could give the others rides around the lake, able to swim for nearly half a mile and back. Even Flynn, the asshole, had done it a few times. It was the one skill I had that I was proud of, even if it was inherent to my species. It still made me somehow useful, or at least different from everyone else, in a good way. I'd always felt it like the odd one out of the group, as strange as it sounds. Where everyone else has a strong, distinct personality, I was just average. Sometimes I wonder if they were just friends to me, because we all had to be back when we were younger. This whole trip was kind of forced me to think back on all the memories I have of this place and my friends. They were always doing the cool things, being different, while I was just blended into the background. Even then, I wanted to do something to stand out somehow. That's that's what I've been trying to do here. Yes. It's been about 7 minutes, and I only know that's because that's about how long I can hold my breath. Okay, I mean, I guess, you know, they'd be used to being able to hold their breath a while, but that seems like a long time for a mammal. Oh, an otter. Because I know whales and stuff can be a bit longer. Dolphins. I decided to go back up and help out, so I slowly let myself float up towards the surface, trying to stay in the same spot. When I surface, it's pretty quiet. For a second, I wonder if everyone's just gone. Of course, that's ridiculous, and as I come over the embankment, everyone's there. Predictably, Finn didn't get my food out, so I go to the cooler and grab a sandwich and soda before sitting in an empty chair next to Leo. Apparently, it was a good idea to bring lawn chairs, considering the tables look like they were covered in a year's worth of bird shit. How was the swim? His tone is bitter and salty. He's not in his usual grumpy but good-natured mood. He's generally unhappy. What the hell is his deal? Amazing. I'm gonna have to come back here again sometime during the week. You lizard people don't understand. You hardly ever need water. It always scares the hell out of me when you're down there that long. I'm built for it. Remember when you'd give us rides? That was fun. Remember you could always scream like a girl when Chase would go out too far? Oh, wow. I remember that now. Hey, I've never really liked water. Anyway, Chase would do that on purpose. He knew I didn't like it out to a certain point. Carl looks at me. You know what was really cool was when he'd take us down for a dive. Oh yeah, Chase was like our own little submarine. I'm starting to get that otters are swimming clowns vibe again. Still, I kind of enjoy the attention. We get you to take us to the bottom so we could look for treasure. Leo makes air quotes around that last word. And, you know, we probably would have found way more stuff if you guys hadn't been dragging me down. I remember when... Are you really fucking talking about this? Everyone turns to look at Flynn. His voice is low and dangerous. There's a chill in the air because we all know what he means. I was actually feeling pretty good about it. At this point, like we crossed a bridge, being able to talk about it for once. Oh, did I cause drowning? Apparently we hadn't. Flynn. No, I'm serious. Do you think it was okay to fucking talk about this when the lake is just a quarter of a mile away? You know what, Flynn? I think we should. Isn't that part of the reason why we're here? No. If that were the case, we'd be over there. But we're here. And why is that? Everyone's quiet for a moment. I see TJ sink into his chair, start staring hard at his lap. Flynn, we came here because Chase needed footage. A change comes over Flynn. His face darkens, and everyone sees it. Flynn turns to me. Are we at a rave now? And it takes some effort not to flinch back. Might want to turn it down just a smidge. Back. Yeah. And why is that Chase? You gonna put that in your fucking documentary? No, Emma Lake is an important part of Echo's history. Just what? Flynn raises his brow, bridge at me, and finally I just lower my eyes. This was a stupid fucking idea. You know what, Flynn? If you'd like to be more open, tell us what's on your mind. We'd be able to avoid it a lot of this kind of stuff. Oh, you want to know what's on my mind? Flynn swivels and marches up to Carl. Alright, let's start with you. You're fat, lazy, no motivation, no future. What the hell are you planning to do with your life? sit there, waste away in Echo, mooching off your parents until you're dead? Carl stares back up at Flynn impassively, though he hunches in on himself a bit further. Flynn, don't do this right now. And you, thinking you're better than everyone else, I can tell you think everyone in Echo is trash. Just because me and the others haven't left, think you more lower than you? Just because we don't have an education, we're a bunch of retards? Yeah, well, you left your whole fucking family behind without even saying goodbye. You know what's even going on with them right now? What they're dealing with? Yeah, real fucking hero you are. You think I... Stop it, Flynn. Ah, our unquestionable leader. We wouldn't have been friends without you, would we? That's why you brought us here, right? So we could all bond? Or, wait, was it just because you wanted to get into Chase's pants? Leo's ears fall flat. Probably. You've been a mess ever since he left. So let me be the one to tell you. It's over. It's fucking unhealthy. You're obsessed with him. Slowly, his head turns to me, and I brace myself. And I can't imagine why. You, Chase, have the personality of a fucking rock. I wish you could see yourself. You just sit there like a creep, watching everyone, weighing everything that we say. And don't think I haven't caught the way you stare at all of us, like we're all objects to be collected. What? Are you just planning a circle through all of us for sex? Wait. Just planning a circle through all of us for sex. A cycle. Cycle? To cycle through all of us for sex. Sure seems like it. Flynn stops, then exhales. It seems like it's over. I really hope it is. Well, I guess there's TJ left. Then for Tito, though as Flynn slowly turns on TJ. I had silently prayed that the Lynx would make a run for it, while Flynn had all of his attention focused on us, but TJ looks apathetic. Like a statue. Like there's no soul in him. Flynn pauses though, as if he's at a loss for what to say. Finally, what happened, TJ? Flynn. Leo stands up, and from his posture, I can tell the wolf is ready to fight. Memories are starting to flow back. TJ, Flynn, thinking he'd done something to. I stand up as well. Flynn may sound like a hard ass, but physically, Leo had him beat easily. Flynn can obviously tell that he might have a fight on his hands, though it's clear he doesn't want that. He drops his shoulders, seemingly to shrink, as if invisible strings have been holding him up or cut. He turns to us, then gestures at TJ. I just want the truth. Can we just put a stop to this today, right now? I don't think you know how much of a nightmare this has been for me, not really knowing. TJ stares up at him, muzzle set grimly. What happened to Sydney? It's dead quiet. TJ stares at his lap, not moving. Come on, let's... Flynn holds up his hand towards me, still staring at TJ. Slowly, TJ looks up. His face is still stoic, still made of stone. I already told you what happened. Bullshit. Flynn steps forward, but Leo was there to grab the back of Flynn's shirt and swing him around. I dodge out of the way of Flynn as Flynn is flung back to land on his ass, kicking up a big cloud of dust. Shit. Flynn, I swear to God, if you start a fight here, I'll drop your stupid ass. Everyone except TJ is standing now, staring at Flynn. Flynn sits there, glaring up at Leo, obviously weighing his chances. He seems to come up short, though, as he spits to the side and stands up, rushing off his pants as he turns away. You're all okay with not knowing? Fuck all of you. He turns back around, hands in his pockets, bitter look on his face. This whole thing was stupid, Leo. We're not even friends anymore. Finn scuffs around before turning and walking towards the trail. He goes back to Echo. God damn it, Flynn. Fuck off. Flynn keeps walking, and it's pretty clear he isn't coming back. I raise my paw and rub it over my eyes. What is he doing? He's a passionate guy that will sometimes just explode with all the insecurities before running away and hiding for a few days. He skewered us all like that before. That was classic Flynn, but he was especially mean, dark. And the part with TJ, I vaguely remember Flynn having some sort of suspicion, but that had been a long time ago. Had he really been sitting on that this whole time? I look to the left and see that TJ's gone. Carl's sitting down, but now it looks like he's pulling out a joint. Leo's walking off down another trail, cursing while Jenna follows him. I stand there, next to my chair, undecided. Let's go back just a bit. Let's see, TJ... I'm not going after Flynn. Jenna, Leo... Sorry, sometimes I read but don't actually comprehend, bring in the knowledge. Ooh, right click does that. I mean, I'm trying to date him, but I also want to be like, hey, TJ, you alright, buddy? But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this Let's Play. Woof. No, I'm not 100. I guess maybe it isn't alcoholism. Don't know. We'll have to see. That's gonna be the end of this Let's Play. So anyways, please comment, cause I like comments, tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise, if you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos I have grown. Please remember to be near your animals. And from the Blaze Game, itch.io. If you want to support them, Patreon. Also, what is this supposed to be? Could it be a wall? I mean, it's a vertical block. I don't know. Anyways, time to dress up. So thank you for watching, and until next time, let's play GamerWolfSix Echo. See ya.